Royalties of peace, turning the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. How you're doing today? Yes, it is April 19th of 2023. Been a busy day for me with my little girls, and I didn't want to have Wednesday be over without a little video to encourage us onto wellness. Understanding is all about peace, turning the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. If I have a little opportunity, why not get on YouTube and enable us to have this understanding of encouraging each other the best we can, even if it's 5 minutes. It's worth it. Right now it's 11:58 p.m. almost Thursday, and I am like, we have to have our water day video. Understand it's all about elevating self to of better advancement to wellness. Perfect. So all about water, peace in the storm. Do we get to understand that it is very important to quench the thirst? Have we been talking about you need not go to the ocean to know what water is like, but a drop of it is sufficient to learn from, to avoid the chaos, a complicated way of learning. Learn from the basics. Having religions, traditions, cultures, so much complicated of our existence today, like an ocean. Should we hold on to our basic? Our basics being the truth of perfect peace, the good we all share of basics, common to every of us, is what we hold on to. Let smile fulfill its purpose of smiling. Therefore, we know to smile is when the other is smiling with us. If punching means I'm smiling and you're smiling, the punching does not enable a smile onto the other smiling. When you put the punching and the smile together, it's not smiling. You must be able to really tell what is a smile on the face of another. If insulting you makes you smile at me, that is not a smile, but rather a means to peace still the storm, which I must be able to acknowledge and cease from enabling a storm that you're trying to peace still, because some can only smile until a time that they may turn around, and you may not even know when they blow up. When you don't understand when someone is upset by smiling, we need to be able to really be considerate of how we communicate with each other. Therapeutically, of making sure, are you in accordance with me? Does your smile mean you're okay with me? We need to be able to talk. Ask questions of every action, but now ask it therapeutically. So we learn each day of our demonstrations what we need to really address. It's very important for us right now, so that the young can grow up expected and better. What we bring to them on the table is not just food alone, but knowledge of basics that you learn at home, not only in school. Now, I wanted us to also talk about sublimation, which I will consider next Wednesday for us to talk more about how it relates with our life. Considering that we have atheists with us, sublimation meaning turning from ice to gas without passing through the stage of liquid. Why that is possible, I hope we'll be thinking about it and reflecting upon it, and maybe get together, and your comments will also help us to also address this very better, understanding that we are all peace still in the storm. It is possible to live from ice to the gaseous state without even going through the liquid state. Why not being able to achieve the goodness that we can of this physical state without going to the grave? It is possible to go to the place of perfect peace without going to the liquid state. Though the liquid state will be more flexible and less complicated than the ice state, it is very important for us to understand that we can live from the ice state to the gaseous state of better. We can skip a stage, but it takes truth, it takes perfect peace, it takes patience, and encouraging each other to wellness. let's reflect on this towards Wednesday. Next Wednesday, our next Wednesday video will be on sublimation, understanding how sublimation relates with our advancing to the perfect peace destination. We have talked about the need to be still the storm, back to peace that has no storm. We've also talked about how nursing field has expressed this beautiful way of care plan, assessing, diagnosing, diagnosing. You make a plan. After your plan, you have the intervention and then the evaluation. At the time of planning, you have the short-term goal and the long-term goal. And I was trying to also explain about food, of how you have food and the activity of multiplying sex, which is very, very complicated, but the earliest we recover from sex, the better. Understanding that food can be the only addiction that we can really struggle with than any other addiction, because we have a GI system that needs food every day, but you can do without sex. And those two, all others fall on them. Being able to work out these two help us to work every other area of our lives. Anxiety, stress, war, conflicts, and happiness. Sometimes we put the weight of our happiness on our addiction, and then begin to struggle when we're trying to correct them, by becoming depressed when we're trying to correct them, because we put so much of our pleasure on them, thinking that that's what should give us happiness. That when we're trying to get to reverse them around, we find ourselves shutting down, needing to reapply the expected of self. What is it that should make us happy is truth. What can comfort us is truth. Even the GI system, we look for comfort food when we are depressed. Yet it is a very, very complicated way to do things, but you can train a child from when they're young to do better. Once you have become of age of going the complicated way with the GI system, it becomes very stressful. It becomes very stressful for you to regulate your happiness from comfort food. So all you have to do is manage, but yet having the end goal in the mind. The end goal in the mind is very, very important, and will help you get to the effectiveness of your well-being. You cannot compare with others who grew up of expected not to put comfort on food or on alcohol or on sex or on revenge, but rather put your comfort on knowledge, achieving. The more you achieve knowledge, the more comfortable you become. And knowledge should be of knowledge to seek wellness and not a complicated grief. Your knowledge to know how to make a bomb is complicated knowledge. But the knowledge to know how to encourage everyone to live effectively and healthy is what is called knowledge of effectiveness. It's time for us to really begin to really reason out what we're missing out of our being. We understand we are going through so much that we begin to miss out. Sometimes you may mistake morning for evening. And if someone doesn't really regulate that with you therapeutically, you may get lost in the dark. It's very important for us to really get to encourage each other healthily to recover from complicated. Thank you all so much for listening today. This is going to be a very short video. I just wanted to just say hello. We are into Thursday already, but it was a Wednesday video and we started on Wednesday in between. So hope we are educated, hope we are seeking wellness and not the complicated, because the complicated does not exist. It's like chasing after a cloud. Must we be able to be of effective? Chasing after the effectiveness is chasing after what is right. Let us stay focused. with encouraging each other to wellness. Though we have a complicated state, let us stay the peace in the storm. Our best is required, while each other encourages each other to the better, without condemning each other. Yes, kingdom animalia, kingdom plante. Do you get to understand the need of how to reduce eating from eating meat back to eating plant alone? Yet plants not only being what to eat, looking like discriminating, will you be able to understand that it's the GI system that needs to gracefully get out? At the end, humans will get out before the plants. If we understand it's not about reproduction, but rather production. It's not about reproduction, but production of self. We are a product of happiness, which we must fulfill. I hope we're understanding the need to reflect on our ability of being higher beings, educated, having higher education, able to enable great architects and great technology knowledge. We should be able to be effective and able to enable this peace which every other organism needs. Thank you all for listening today, and stay tuned for next Wednesday, and hope we keep reflecting and enabling the journey peaceful the best we can with each other's assistance of encouragement. Not bearing the load on another, but giving them encouragement by demonstration is very, very helpful. And also your best can enable a best out of another that can also help you. Hand in hand, we work. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Stay tuned for next Wednesday. Peace stills the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace.